In Greek mythology, there were many gods and goddesses, and there was a lot of love between God and God, between God and man. But there are goddesses who have sworn to protect their virginity. Today, I would like to learn about goddesses that symbolize maidens. Artemis is a Greek goddess who was associated with the hunt, wilderness, childbirth, virginity, and young women. She was the daughter of Zeus and Leto, and was one of the 12 Olympian gods and goddesses. Artemis was known for her fierce independence and her devotion to chastity. She was a virgin goddess who did not take a husband, and was fiercely protective of her virginity. She was often depicted as a skilled archer and hunter, with a bow and arrows in hand. She was also known for her connection to wild animals, and was often shown accompanied by a pack of hunting dogs or deer. In addition to her role as a hunter and protector, Artemis was also a goddess of childbirth and young women. She was believed to be able to ease the pain of childbirth and protect young girls from harm. She was also associated with the moon, and was sometimes called the goddess of the moon. She was also believed to have the power to bring fertility to the land, and was often called upon to bless crops and ensure a good harvest. Overall, Artemis was a complex and multifaceted goddess who represented strength, independence, and protection in many different aspects of life. The story of Artemis and Callisto is a well-known Greek myth that explores themes of jealousy, betrayal, and transformation. According to the myth, Callisto was a beautiful young nymph who served in the retinue of Artemis, goddess of the hunt. Callisto was one of Artemis's favorite companions, and the two were very close. However, one day Callisto caught the eye of Zeus, king of the gods, who seduced her while disguised as Artemis. When Artemis discovered what had happened, she was furious with Callisto and banished her from her retinue. In some versions of the story, Artemis transformed Callisto into a bear as punishment for betraying her trust. In other versions, Zeus transformed Callisto into a bear to protect her from his jealous wife Hera, who had discovered the affair. Another version, Hera found out about Zeus' affair with Callisto. She was furious and turned Callisto into a bear as punishment. Years later, Callisto encountered her own son, who was now a hunter. The boy did not recognize his mother in her bear form, and attempted to kill her. However, before he could do so, Zeus intervened and placed Callisto and her son among the stars as the constellations Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. The story of Artemis and Callisto is often seen as a cautionary tale about the dangers of jealousy and betrayal. It also explores themes of transformation and the enduring power of motherly love, even in the face of tragedy and loss. Hetia is a Greek goddess of the hearth and home, and was one of the 12 Olympian gods and goddesses. She was the daughter of Kronos and Rhea, and was often portrayed as a gentle, nurturing figure who was central to the daily life of ancient Greek households. Hetia was the goddess of the hearth, which was the central point of every household in ancient Greece. She was associated with the warmth and security of the home, and was often invoked at the beginning of rituals and ceremonies. She was also the goddess of the sacrificial flame, and was responsible for maintaining the sacred fire that burned in the temples of the gods. Hetia was a virgin goddess who never married, and was known for her purity and devotion. She was also a symbol of domestic stability, and was often depicted as a peaceful, contented figure who was surrounded by family and loved ones. Her role in the household was so important that the ancient Greeks often swore their oaths in her name, and her image was frequently used to represent the concept of the home and family. Hetia is said to have given up the position of Olympus 12 for Dionysus, is that right? Yes, according to some versions of Greek mythology, Hetia voluntarily gave up her position among the 12 Olympian gods to Dionysus. The reason for this varied in different accounts, but one common version of the story goes like this. When Dionysus was first introduced to the other gods, he was met with skepticism and disdain. His wild and unpredictable nature made many of the other gods uncomfortable, and they were not sure if he should be included among the Olympians. However, Hetia recognized Dionysus's potential and welcomed him into her home. She provided him with a warm and nurturing environment, and helped him to find his place among the gods. In gratitude for her kindness, Dionysus offered to give up his own position among the 12 Olympians so that Hetia could keep hers. Hetia, however, refused to let him do this, and instead offered to give up her position to Dionysus. The other gods were impressed by Hestia's selflessness and generosity, and agreed to honor her request. Dionysus was accepted as one of the 12 Olympians, and Hetia became the goddess of the hearth and home, but was no longer counted among the Olympians. This story highlights Hestia's compassionate and nurturing nature, as well as her willingness to sacrifice her own status for the good of others. It also emphasizes the important role that Dionysus played in Greek mythology, and his eventual acceptance as a member of the Olympian pantheon. Athena is one of the most important goddesses in Greek mythology. She is often associated with wisdom, knowledge, strategy, and warfare. She was also known as the patron goddess of craftspeople and weavers. According to Greek mythology, Athena was born fully grown and armored from the head of her father, Zeus. As a result, she was often associated with reason and intellect, and was regarded as one of the most intelligent and strategic of the Olympian gods. Athena was also known for her skill in battle, and was often depicted with a spear and shield. She was a fierce warrior and protector of heroes, and was said to have aided many famous Greek warriors in their battles. Her influence can still be seen in modern culture. There is no one specific love story associated with the goddess Athena in Greek mythology, as she was known primarily as a virgin goddess who did not engage in romantic relationships or marriage. However, there are a few myths that involve Athena's interactions with mortal men. For example, in the story of Perseus, Athena assists the hero in his quest to slay the Gorgon Medusa. In some versions of the myth, Athena even gifts Perseus with a mirrored shield that allows him to avoid looking directly at Medusa and still defeat her. In another myth, Athena helps the hero Odysseus during his long journey home from the Trojan War. She guides him and provides him with counsel and support, although there is no romantic or sexual relationship between them. Overall, while there are stories of Athena interacting with mortal men, there are no love stories associated with her in the traditional sense. Athena was primarily known as a goddess of wisdom, strategy, and battle, and her relationships with mortals were often focused on aiding and guiding them in their quests and struggles.